Hello and welcome back to Niche Tea, where we talk about drama happening in communities you may not be a part of. Last time we talked about the gaming community, and specifically a situation where Elon Musk showed everyone yet again that he did not get enough love from his parents. Today we're going to talk about something that has been a very long time coming, and I've been waiting for some good news relating to this, and I'm very happy to know that we got some. We're going to talk about Lauren the Mortician. Like I said, this situation goes way back. There's no way I can cover everything that has happened since it initially kicked off, but I'm going to keep things at a very, very high level and direct you to where you can go to get more information, as I do. Super fast before we get started, as with a few other people I've covered before, Lauren the Mortician and Jeanette Braun, her lawyer, whom we will also be speaking about, are both incredibly litigious. That's kind of the whole point of this story. As such, everything you're about to see in this video is my personal opinion and for entertainment purposes only. I will be using the word allegedly a lot, even when unnecessary, and I won't be showing nearly as many screenshots for reasons that will become clear throughout the video. So, starting from the top, Lauren the Mortician is a digital creator, content creator, across a number of different social platforms. She initially got a lot of traction on TikTok because she would post videos describing things that she commonly saw and thus things she didn't recommend because of that. People would then start tagging her in other people's videos where people were doing dangerous things. She would come in and explain how that was dangerous and why you shouldn't do it, etc. Her content was snarky, succinct, to the point. She was likable. So, what happened? Again, extremely succinct. There's so much more than this. Over time, Lauren started to post videos where she was talking about car seat safety just generally and testing car seats. Lauren does not have, to my or anyone's knowledge then or now, the certification that comes with being someone who should be doing that type of content. Those who are certified are called Child Passenger Safety Technicians, CPSTs. One of these car seat videos ended up getting the attention of a prominent digital creator who is a CPST. His name is Jamie Grayson. He does this. This is what he's been doing for 15 plus years. He replied to her video and, in my opinion, politely said, "Hey, this is misinformation and you shouldn't make this type of content since you're not certified." This one video from this one man who was objectively correct has spiraled into a crash out over 18 months of time. Lauren was so upset by this response that she allegedly made a lot of content specifically attacking Jamie's certification, Jamie's character. Jamie's social media pages all got mass reported, one of which I believe he lost permanently. And then Lauren went on a podcast and made several statements which, in the opinions of people who heard the podcast, heavily insinuated that Jamie, who is a gay man, was also a predator. So that was a lot, and people weren't thrilled about it, and they started talking about it. And this, in general, drives two big things to happen. One is that in all these videos that people are now making talking about what's going on with Lauren the Mortician, people in the comments are like, oh, is that the Beetlejuice lady? Because for Lauren, when she would get tagged in other people's videos where their kids were doing or somebody was doing something that was unsafe, they'd say Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice to like call her. But there is another creator by the name of Caffeinated Kitty who also is associated with the word Beetlejuice. So people started tagging her, which then further confused other people, and she started getting some of the flack for this whole drama that she was entirely uninvolved in. This then prompts Kitty to make her own video, so that way if somebody searches for her name and drama or whatever on TikTok, her video will come up. And in this video, she just expressly says like, hey, this isn't me, it's this other chick. I wouldn't do this, I don't agree. Also, she's a TERF. Kitty made that claim after seeing and screenshotting Lauren the Mortician's Instagram profile, I believe, liking transphobic posts. So all in all, the video was just, hey, this isn't me. I don't fuck with this woman at all. Here's some other stuff I found. I don't like it. Okay, bye. That, on top of the feeling people already had, which was they felt that she was maliciously attacking a gay man, drove more people to go through her social posts and find evidence, allegedly, of her liking things from the alt-right, etc., etc., and it snowballed from there. That then pretty much led to the second big thing, which was Lauren securing legal counsel. The lawyer that Lauren chose to work with is one I would refer to as notorious in the social media space. She is a woman by the name of Jeanette Braun. I could not possibly even begin to dive into that rabbit hole. Trust me, go to YouTube and look up Jeanette Braun and you will find phenomenal amounts of content about this woman and her exploits. But the TLDR is she is someone who is perceived, certainly by me, but in my opinion by the community at large as well, as someone that social media influencers and content creators reach out to when they want someone silenced. This includes what you would consider pretty standard things like cease and desist letters, copyright strikes, and taking people to court to sue for damages for her clients. Now, all of those things are, again, standard and things you would expect a lawyer to do on your behalf. I want to be very clear when I say this. There is a lot of evidence, in my opinion, that all of these things were done maliciously and with the express intent of preventing people from talking about things that they are perfectly allowed to talk about. In my opinion, Jeanette Braun and Lauren the Mortician very intentionally weaponized the legal system to try and make people not say mean things about them. And in my opinion, this is an incredibly gross misuse of our legal system. And I keep seeing it happen over and over and over again, and it pisses me the fuck off. In this particular case, once Lauren had secured Jeanette, a few things happened pretty immediately. Multiple people came forward saying that they were sent very aggressively worded cease and desists for everything from making videos about the situation to quite literally asking a question via email to Lauren's public email. Kitty then had officials sent to her home for wellness checks. I believe Lauren and Jeanette both denied being the ones to call those in. However, Kitty was able to get the actual recordings via a Freedom of Information request, and she put them on her page. You go ahead and listen. While all of this was happening, other people on different platforms were still talking about the situation as it was happening. One of those people was Becca Day, who is a large creator on TikTok. Another was the Do We Know Them podcast, hosted by Jessie Smiles and Lily Marston. Again, TLDR, all of them claim to have been hit with a lot of stuff during this period. False copyright strikes, false reporting, harassment, etc. And ultimately, all of them were served a lawsuit from Lauren and Jeanette jointly. And what I mean by that is Jeanette was part of the suit. Jeanette and Lauren together were suing the four of them. I have no idea who was representing them or if Jeanette was doing it herself. I do not care. Now, I am not a lawyer. I would like to direct you to a YouTube channel called Mad Catster because he is, and he does really good breakdowns in depth of this whole thing that's been happening, everything that happened back and forth. But based on what I've heard from him and other lawyers who have broken it down, the purpose of the suit was entirely to make these four ladies back off. The goal, in my opinion, was not to win the suit. It was to inundate these ladies with legal fees that they could not afford so that they had to back off. From what I understand, the suit included everything under the sun that they could think of, from defamation to harassment to copyright issues, just everything. My favorite one though, and the reason that I haven't been using screenshots of social profiles is because some of the copyright claims were for literally the screenshots of, for example, Lauren's Instagram handle photo. Like their argument was that because she owns her own likeness, you cannot show a picture of her. And one of Jeanette's claims, no shit, is that the Do We Know Them podcast was referring to her as Janet throughout the entire segment where they covered it instead of Jeanette. That's in the lawsuit. Just wild shit. Again, please go to Mad Catster to get the full breakdown. But the good news is they picked the wrong ones because the ladies did not back down. The ladies took this shit to court. They raised money to be able to afford the fees, and I'm sure they had to find other means to help support it because I don't think it covered it. And the good news is of these 16, I want to say, original charges brought against all four of them, all but one have been fully dismissed. The one that is still active, I believe, is against Lily from the Do We Know Them podcast, and it is copyright related. However, I also believe that it is true that Lily and Jessie have won against Lauren the Mortician in copyright claims court separately, and because of that, that very likely will play into this last charge. That's the hope. I'm incredibly happy for these ladies. I'm infuriated that this is a thing that our legal system allows, and that with the prevalence of internet content creators of various types going up and up and up as the years go on, you keep seeing this over and over and over again. It is just yet another way people with money use that money to silence people they don't want to hear from. So please believe that any creator who does this is a vile piece of shit.